Welcome and congratulations. This year, 24 applications for Tier 1 and 3 zoological applications were submitted for review by the Tier 1 Advisory Board. 22 groups were funded in Tier 1 and 3 in the zoological category, which of course includes your organization. The full list of funded grantees are available on our website if you'd like to see them. Now, before we jump into your contractual obligations, we wanted to just give you a quick reminder of your ZAP staff. Kirsten Darrington is our program director. I am Jen Waterhouse, our program coordinator. And this year we also have with us Daniel Stergios, who is our ZAP program intern. So during this little webinar, I'm going to show you how you can sign your ZAP contract in Zoom Grants, but we also wanted to be sure that you're aware of the expectations and obligations that we have for ZAP funded groups. Before you jump into signing your contract, we want to make sure that you're able to receive all of the important communication that we'll be sending to you throughout the year, some of which we'll be sending to you through Zoom Grants. We'd like for you to go into your emails and be sure that all of the Zoom Grants email addresses are whitelisted or on your safe sender list. This will specifically be notices@zoomgrants.com or questions@zoomgrants.com. If you have a network administrator for your email server, you may need to contact them to confirm that this has been done. And of course, if you ever have any questions or concerns with using Zoom Grants, please feel free to contact us at any time, and we're very happy to help. As we're going over your contractual information, one thing to note is that there are some things that ZAP funds cannot be used for. Some examples of this are events outside of Salt Lake County, any capital improvements, regranting, scholarships, lobbying expenses. As you can see, this list does go on. If you'd like to review a copy of it outside of this video, there's a list of this under the Restrictions tab in your Zoom Grants application. So when you log into Zoom Grants and you're accessing your contract within your application, you'll notice that there are a few documents that you need to download and sign for. You'll have between 2 to 3, depending on your organization. Everyone will have Exhibit 1, a copy of your application from this year. This is a PDF, and we recommend downloading it and saving it into your file so that you can access it conveniently whenever you may need to, although you are able to save out a PDF at any point in time in the event that you need to access it. Everyone will also have Exhibit 2, our Media Obligations Guide, which goes over some of the contractual obligations you have for acknowledging ZAP within your own marketing and promotion, and we'll go over that more in just a moment. And then some of you may have an Exhibit 3 notification letter, which you'll be receiving if your organization did not pass the ZAP financial health test. Now, this letter will go over in more detail what you need to do in order to address that. So we'd like to show you where to find the Media Obligations Guide. This is, of course, attached to your application. However, you can also find this on our website. So if you go to slco.org or zapisu.org, you'll see that we have a link on the left-hand side called Tools for Grantees. This is where we've put a lot of handy links that might come in use to you over the next year. In here, there is a link for ZAP logos, banners, and ads, where we do have files of our logos and some ads for you. However, most importantly, we have our Contractual Media Obligations Guide. So you can download this as a PDF, and in here we go over all of the logo usage terms that we have, also the ways in which you are required to acknowledge ZAP within your promotion, and then we also have some other optional promotional opportunities for you described in the back, but we'll go over that in more detail here in this little presentation. Another thing that we have available for you in helping you to acknowledge a ZAP program is banners and signs, and then we also have window clings. These are available in our office, and you can come by at any time to pick them up. We as staff don't have to be here in the office. In order for you to pick them up, you can speak with our front desk executive assistant, and she'll be able to help you as well. Also, if your organization is still utilizing the ZAP logo anywhere, we would ask that when you see it, if you could go through and please replace that so that you're utilizing our most recently updated logo. That'll help us to keep our branding consistent between grantees. As we're moving into contracting and getting you your funding throughout the year, it's important that all of your organization's contact information is updated on Zoom Grants specifically. So before you sign your contract, please review the contact information you have in there and confirm that it is up to date, and also that the email addresses are entered correctly, which will allow us to send those emails through Zoom Grants that you'll need to receive. You can always change your organization's contact information at any time in your Zoom Grants profile. And of course, if you do have a change in your contact information, we'd appreciate it if you'd send us as staff a quick email just letting us know after you've updated that within Zoom Grants. Now, if there is a changeover in your organization and you no longer can access your Zoom Grants application, please contact us and then we can work with Zoom Grants to get you access to your organization's account. There are a couple of other ways in which we will keep in contact with you throughout the year outside of Zoom Grants. One of these ways is specifically through our ZAP newsletter. So our ZAP newsletter is emailed out approximately monthly, and it includes important information about funding, deadlines, any other events that might be coming up through the ZAP program, but also if we hear anything about other funding opportunities or events that might be useful or helpful to your organization, we'll include it in there as well. We recommend that anyone who has to do with your ZAP funding or who might benefit from news within the grantee field in our area are signed up for this newsletter. And in order to do that, you're going to go back to zapisu.org, to our main page, back to that Tools for Grantees page that we had noted earlier. And then you can see right up here at the top, we have Sign Up for the ZAP mailing list, which will bring you over to an easy little form. You'll select which category your organization belongs to. If you're zoological, you'll select Tier 1 as well. And then this allows us to be sure that if we have any tailored information that we need to send to these groups, that you'll be on the right list for that. Another requirement that we have with your funding is that you will be submitting an evaluation. Now, as a Tier 1 or zoological organization, your evaluations for your present year of funding will actually be submitted in your next year's application. In order to make this easy on yourselves, we do recommend that you save certain pieces of information along the way that you're going to need to include in your evaluation. So for example, you will need to submit with your evaluation proof that you've been utilizing the ZAP logo within your promotional materials. So this can be a design that you utilized, or a photo of the banner being used at one of your events, or perhaps a copy of a program that you have. Whatever your organization uses that does utilize the ZAP logo, we'd love to have a copy of that so that we can see the way that it's being used. Another thing that is required by your ZAP contract is that you utilize Now Playing Utah to promote your events. As many of us already know, Now Playing Utah is our online one-stop shop for residents and visitors finding out what's going on in our community. And it also has been undergoing some improvements recently, so we've been seeing some great changes being made that makes it even easier for people to find events and activities going on in the community that are pertinent for them. As a part of your evaluation, you will be asked to demonstrate that you have posted events to Now Playing Utah. So you could do this via a screenshot, you could save it out as a PDF, or if you have a link that's active to your events, you can supply that as well to satisfy the requirement. Your contractual obligations also include inviting the Tier 1 Advisory Board to at least one of your events for free every year. However, you're able to submit as many of them as you would like. This is going to provide the board with an opportunity to get to know your organization better face-to-face. So in order to invite them, you're going to use the online Advisory Board invitation form. Again, you're going to go to that Tools for Grantees link from our left-hand menu, and then in that list you'll see that there is the Advisory Board invitation form link, which will take you over to a Google form where you'll enter in a few pieces of information about your event to allow us to share with the board so that they know exactly when it is, what's going on, and how they can RSVP to you. We recommend that you send your invitations at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance, but please no more than 8 weeks before your event. We send these invitations out approximately every 2 weeks, and you'll use this form in lieu of sending individual emails to staff or physical invitations to the ZAP program. Also, please note that the ZAP program doesn't expect you to invite the advisory board members to your fundraising events for free. We understand everyone should pay to attend fundraising events, so we encourage you to invite them to your other events to be able to attend. Also, if you are a museum and open during regular hours, please feel free to invite the board to visit your location during your regular hours. This is the same for your free events as well, which you're welcome to invite board members to. And sending these invitations helps them to remember you and what you do for the community. We are committed to spreading the word about you and your events and your organization and your work. So we'd ask that you add przap@slco.org to your mailing lists. This is where you'll send us press releases, newsletters, anything that you think we might find interesting and that you'd like to share with the public. Also, if you have great photos, we'd love for you to send those to us too. We use this email address to create Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter content for our followers, particularly for free and discounted events. So if you're sending things out to your own mailing lists, these are likely things that we're interested in receiving as well. Now, we do have other promotional opportunities to highlight your organization, which are not contractual obligations, but they're another great avenue for you to share your work with the taxpayers who are supporting you through ZAP. We love sharing your photos on social media, like we said before. Tag us at SLCOZAP on Facebook and on Instagram and posts to let us know what you're up to, and this gives us a little bit of a clue to come and share that out as well. Through our Facebook page, we also run a ZAP Ticket Tuesday giveaway. This is a great way to highlight your paid events and to thank the public for their support of ZAP. Now, these giveaways are posted on a Tuesday and run for a week, and we collect the winners for your organizations for their prizes and then connect them to you. So if you are interested in supplying a Ticket Tuesday giveaway prize, the way that you would submit this is once again on our Tools for Grantees page. You can see that there is a Request a ZAP Ticket Tuesday giveaway form, similar to the advisory board invitation form, that'll give us all of the information that we need to know at a glance to be able to set up this for you, and then we will get back in touch with you. We also are able to feature your organization stories on our blog, which is meant to provide informative, personal, and entertaining insight into the ZAP program and all of its grantees. If you are interested in making a blog post, please contact me, Jen Waterhouse, and I'm very happy to discuss this with you and get it on our schedule. And last but not least, we have our ZAP Kids Summer Passport. So the Passport program is a summer family program that aims to increase accessibility of events, grantee locations and activities for families in Salt Lake County, and also to be a mechanism through which all families can discover and develop relationships with you, our grantees. So the way it works is families pick up a booklet from their local library, and then they use the ZAP website to find destinations to attend. The destinations are your activities, events, and locations that offer guest experiences for families. At each destination they attend, they get a stamp in their passport booklet, and if they get 5 by the end of summer, they get to attend a special private party. The passport is not a contractual obligation of your ZAP funding, but it is a great way to increase the visibility of your family programming outside of the school year. For more information, you can see our website or feel free to contact me personally, and I'm happy to give you a little bit more information about it. So just as a reminder, your grant is considered public funds. The county may audit your use of funds, and please remember that failure to comply with the contract is grounds for withholding the public funds. Also, now that Salt Lake County Council has approved this cycle's ZAP awards, these applications minus protected board information are considered public record, which means the public may request a copy of your ZAP application. If this happens, the ZAP program will provide the requested information to them, but will also let you know that someone has requested your organization's application. As far as your funding disbursements goes, your funding as a Tier 1 or zoological organization will be paid out in 11 installments over the course of a year. Your first installment will arrive the May following your funding approval. You'll receive 2 months of payment that first month. Then you'll receive payments every month thereafter, except March the following year. Then that April, you'll receive an accurate final payment. By that time, you should have received the projected amount that you'll receive from ZAP. However, please remember that projected amounts you're provided are based on adjusted tax revenues. This is why your contract contains only a percentage and not an actual payment amount. Another contractual obligation we'd ask you to keep in mind is that as a recipient of ZAP funds, you are expected to maintain a reasonable and appropriate insurance in accordance with your industry standards. Because the ZAP program doesn't dictate what those might be, we expect you to know what this is and to have the appropriate level of insurance required for your organization. Once you've read the contract thoroughly, it's important that you share it with those in your organization that may also need to see it. And this could include your board leadership, development, employees, financial, and marketing staff. You can always add these key people as collaborators to your application and contract at any point, and these collaborators then can access the information you have in your ZAP application on Zoom Grants. So now is the part we've all been waiting for. It is time to sign the contract. So very first, what you need to do is make sure that the individual who has the contractual authority to sign your contract has access to that contract through their own Zoom Grants account. Once they have their own Zoom Grants account, the application contact, who's the owner of the application, needs to log in and make sure that that person with contractual authority has been added as a collaborator. And then they'll also need to click the permissions box to allow them to have access to edit the contract. Once you have added them in as a collaborator, you can invite them, then click that editing access box under contract, and then it will allow them to come in and sign it. So after you have that individual all appropriately set up to sign the contract, you'll go to zoomgrants.com/login, and then you will log in under the username for the individual who needs to sign the contract. When you've logged in, it will take you to your My Account home page, under which you'll have a few different boxes for different kinds of applications. You may have an application you haven't completed yet from this year. You may have previous applications you didn't submit. You would be looking under Approved Applications, and it'll be your 2020 Tier 1 application. So I'm going to show you a demonstration from an example application that we submitted for Tier 2. When you go into your application, you'll have the tabs that you saw when you were submitting your application, and then you'll also have some additional tabs, including your ZAP contract tab. When you click on that contract tab, it will take you to a page where there are some instructions that you can read if you need to, and then also you have all of the contractual text for your organization. Many of you have been funded for many years, but we do recommend browsing through and refreshing your knowledge of the contract every year to be sure that you're up to date with it. Below your contractual text, you will find these documents that we mentioned earlier, your Exhibit 1, Exhibit 2, and if you do have it, your Exhibit 3 notification letter as well. You'll notice that there are boxes next to each of those documents asking you to sign to accept them, and then there's a final signature down at the very bottom for your overall contract. So once you have gone through and you have downloaded each of these files and saved them into your system, you can sign for them. And what we ask you to do while you're signing is to please type your full name, comma, your position within your organization, comma, and then your organization itself, which will look like this. You can click enter, or you can click outside of the box and it will save it. Then when you go down to the other ones, you'll do the exact same thing. Some of your computers will pre-populate it for you in a drop-down list. You can also click that and it will save it. So you'll see that once these are signed and you've clicked outside of it, you'll get a note that says signature will appear here when the page is refreshed. So to see what that looks like, I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. It'll take you back to your application, but you do need to go and navigate back to the contract tab. Once you've gone back to the contract tab, you can scroll down past your contractual text again, and then you'll see here where we have signed for each of our exhibits. We have the signature that includes my full name, my position within my pretend organization, and then the name of that organization. Once you've done this and you've reviewed your contract and you've assured that all of the information that you've provided is correct, then you can come down here and you can sign for your overall contract, which will be your final signature to accept your funding. So again, you will type in your full name, your position, and then your organization's name. Then you will click outside of the box to save. And again, signature will appear here when the page is refreshed. So when we refresh the page one more time, going back to the contractual tab, which you might need to scroll to, scroll all the way back down to the bottom, and you can see that your signature has been added there. Now, we'll have county officials come through and they will countersign your document, and then you'll be able to come in here and have a finalized copy of your contract after that has happened as well. Once your contract is all signed, we'll let you know if we need anything else, but at that point, that will be the last step of what we need for your 2020 funding. We do ask that you have your contract signed by March 6th, though we recommend going in and signing it as soon as possible, especially if you might have any questions for us that we might need to help with. So of course, if there's anything at all that we can assist you with, please don't hesitate to contact us and let us know. We're more than happy to help you over the phone or in person. And please do keep in touch with us throughout the year. We love hearing how you and your organization is doing, and we're excited to see all of the great things that you're doing in our community this year. So thank you so much, and we will talk to you all soon.